Mr. Gotch, if you would give us your full name and DOC number, please.
Derrick Gotch, 458547.
Mr. Gotch, let me explain our procedure to you. This is a parole revocation hearing. First, I'm going to read you the parole revocation questionnaire. We're going to cover that with you. Then I'm going to read the allegations against you, and I'm going to ask you to plead either guilty, not guilty, or guilty with a statement. And then we will have a hearing to discuss these matters. Then you'll have an opportunity to say whatever you'd like to say to the board, and then we'll vote. You understand our process?
Yes, sir.
Do you have your parole revocation questionnaire before you?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature at the bottom of the page dated August the 26th of 2023?
Yes, sir.
On that date, were those answers all accurate and correct?
Yes, sir.
Are they still accurate and correct today?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready to proceed with your hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to read you the allegations, and I'm going to ask you to plead. Number 4, you failed to refrain from criminal activity on or about April the 2nd of 2023 when you committed the following offenses: aggravated assault and theft. You accepted a plea deal for aggravated assault, amended to simple assault, and theft less than $1,000 on 8/24 of 2023, and was sentenced to serve 4 months in the parish jail with credit for time served. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
Number 5, on or about April the 2nd of 2023, you failed to refrain from possessing a dangerous weapon as evidenced by your arrest for aggravated assault with a dangerous weapon, a machete. How do you plead to that charge?
Not guilty.
And number 10, you failed to maintain your monetary obligations and currently are in arrears in the amount of $945 towards your supervision fees. How do you plead for that charge?
Guilty.
All right. Mr. Gotch, your case has been assigned to me, so I'll begin our process. Tell me what happened on April the 2nd of 2023 when you ended up pleading guilty to simple assault and theft less than $1,000.
Well, it was last year, October, not quite sure, October 22. I entered the dollar store and I purchased a box of baking soda. But while I was in the store, I took 2 bars of soap and a toy, and I concealed them under my shirt, which was a sword for a Halloween costume and 2 bars of soap. And upon leaving the store, the guy stopped me and asked me what I had under my shirt after I paid for the baking soda. And we got into an altercation.
What was an altercation? Describe the altercation.
We had a verbal altercation because I didn't want to show him what I had under my shirt. So I finally picked up my shirt, showed him 2 bars of soap, and I pulled out the toy sword that belonged to a Halloween costume. I got it for my girlfriend's little boy. And he wanted the items back, and I wouldn't give them back to him. So he got mad, and, I left or whatever. So evidently, when the cops got there, he told him whatever he wanted to tell them.
Okay.
But that's what happened.
What did this toy sword look like?
It was a gray sword with a black handle.
How big was it?
Like a Halloween costume.
You stole that from the store as well?
Yeah, I took 2 bars of soap and I took the toy sword. Now, I was gonna take the whole costume, but I didn't. And I left out. I was leaving out the store, and he approached me and kept asking me what I had under my shirt.
So tell me about your arrest on April the 2nd for stealing the bike.
Yeah, I was on the way home, and they had a bicycle in the yard, and I went in the people's yard and took it.
Okay, and how'd you get stopped? How did you get stopped?
Someone in the neighborhood asked me, stopped me and asked me where I was going with the bike and stuff, and wind up giving them the bike back, and they called the police.
That's when you got arrested, and that's when they
Yes.
found you had
Yes.
these warrants on you?
Excuse me?
That's when they found out you had these warrants from stealing these items at the dollar store?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had never been arrested for that or nothing. Well, what had happened, they sent a subpoena in my house, and I wasn't there to receive the subpoena, so they put a warrant out for me.
Where were you living, Mr. Gotch, back in October?
112 Wallace Drive.
Who were you living with?
I lived with my mom and my younger brother.
Were you working?
No, I wasn't working at the time.
Why not?
Well, I had got a job when I got out, and it was a little too strenuous for me, and I wound up quitting the job, and I just never got back to work.
Drugs or alcohol involved in any of this?
No, sir.
You ever used drugs?
Yeah, I've used before, but it wasn't involved in this.
Were you using drugs on the day in October when you stole the stuff?
No, sir.
Why did you steal those things?
I paid for what I could have paid for, and I didn't have enough money, and I just made a bad decision. I mean, I shouldn't have took it.
Why didn't you just give the guy the stuff back like he asked you for?
Well, I was out the store. I mean, I was halfway out the store. I mean, I should have. Like I said, it was a bad decision on my part, but I didn't have enough money to afford everything I went to the store for.
All right. Any other questions? Anything you'd like to say before we vote?
Well, I like to say that if I'm released, upon my release, I'll seek and find me a job and, take care of my parole obligations and stuff. And
what kind of work did you do? You said you had a job. What kind of job did you have that was too strenuous for you?
I was working at Westport Lidding. It's a commercial lidding place where they clean up lidding for hospitals and stuff, big industrials. It's pretty strenuous.
But what kind of work can you do?
Well, I'm looking forward to getting back into the restaurant business. I worked in the restaurant business for about 3 or 4 years before I lost that job. But 58 now. I mean, I'm trying to get a restaurant business or something, that I can handle.
All right.
I got a question.
Okay, Miss.
Good morning, sir. Mr. Derrick, you got this charge in 2013. Here we are in 2013, still dealing with these simple burglary charges. What do you need?
I've been on parole since 2013. I haven't had a conviction in the last burglary conviction in the last 10 years.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. You got this charge in 2013. You got revoked 3 times, and now you're out again. Looking at revocation again. What do you need to stay out? That's what I'm asking.
Well, like I said, I'm gonna get me a job and hold on to it this time. It's basically falling short.
You worked in a restaurant. What kind of work did you do for the restaurant?
I was dishwashing and prep work.
Okay. Because Mr. Marabella asked you about cocaine, drug use. When you first got out, you tested positive, and the officer let that go. Right? You got out in April 26th. You test positive May 17th of 22.
Yeah, I hadn't had no trouble after that.
No trouble after that.
No, I reported to my parole officer, like I was supposed to.
Yeah, looks like you did. Looks like you did.
Yeah, she pissed me. I mean, I never had a dirty urine after that. When I lost my job, I just, felt down and out. I went to the drugs, and then I was honest with it and let her know what happened, and I didn't have any problems after that.
Now, I saw where you went to the Lafayette Reentry Center in 2013. Did you complete that?
Yes, ma'am.
You got your ID. Did you get a trade while you were there?
I went to work. I went to work release, and that's why I got on working at the restaurant.
And you kept your work release job for how long when you got out?
I kept it. I was about there for about 2 or 3 years. I worked for those people.
And then what happened?
Me and the management got it. I had been there about 3 or 4 years, and they only wanted to give me like a quarter raise or 50-cent raise, and everybody else. I mean, I shouldn't have quit. It wasn't no excuse to quit, but
Do you rather
Yeah.
have no money than a low raise?
yeah, I mean, it wasn't a good raise. I shouldn't have quit. I can say that today, but because I had been there, I knew the work, and I was doing fine. It's just a few other people were getting raises where I was working at, and I just felt I was entitled to a bigger raise. I mean, I asked for I think I asked for $1 or something, and they wouldn't give it to me. So I mean, wind up losing that job.
Okay, all right, I'm just trying to understand who you are, sir. Just trying to understand who you are. Thank
Yes,
you for
ma'am.
my question. That's all I had, Chairman.
Thank you. Anything you'd like to say before we vote, sir?
Pretty much like to get back to society and make my way, refrain from like saying any criminal activity, take care of my parole obligations, and that's about it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gotch. Panel ready to
Yes,
vote? Mr. Gotch, I don't know what you had on October the 7th. The store guide indicates it was a machete, it's a weapon. You say you had some toy. You ran away. The guy didn't explain it was a toy. He said it was a weapon. You say no, you didn't have it. You'd have stayed there, we'd know the answer to that, but you left. You got caught because you stole a bicycle. And when they caught you stealing the bicycle, they realized they had 3 warrants outstanding for you. The one stealing the soap with the machete and 2 others. You quit your job because you said that you weren't making enough money. You got 2 more years. You're backing up 2 years. You look like 2025, about this time, is when you'll get out. You need, in my opinion, you need some programs to help you stay out. You just continue to rob and steal. And I don't know whether you had that machete or not. All I know, you're looking at me like I'm crazy. You stole a bicycle.
No, I'm not looking at you like I'm crazy, but I'm just saying I didn't have a weapon. I mean, I don't know why, but I figured why he said that, because I wouldn't give it the items back. I mean,
no, you didn't stick around. You ran away.
Well, I was.
So I'm supposed to accept your word now over his?
Yes, sir. All right.
You pled to an assault.
Simple assault. That's what they broke it down to. I mean,
Well, I hear you. I understand how the system works. My vote today is to revoke. You pled guilty to 2 of the 3 charges. So, and I find you guilty of all 3 of them.
all right.
Mr. Roche?
My vote is the same for the same reasons.
Mr. Derrick, you didn't make a year on supervision this time. You got out April the 26th. You got arrested April the 2nd of the next year. You didn't even make a year on supervision. My vote is to revoke as well, with the recommendation that you get placed in transitional work program. Best wishes to you, sir.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.